Hello students, so in today's session we are going to learn the structure of glucose. So in previous class we have we have seen that preparation of glucose. Now the structure of glucose. So we already know the structure of glucose is like that: CHO, which contains aldehyde group, and CHOH 4 times, and CH2OH. That means the glucose formula. What is glucose formula? C6H12O6. So basing on this we got the structure, isn't it? So that is why the glucose is also known as aldohexose. Aldo means which contains aldehyde group, and hexose means 6 carbons, isn't it? It is also having another name called dextrose. So a glucose can also known as aldohexose or dextrohexose. So it is the monomer of many of the higher carbohydrates, namely starch, cellulose, and etc. and essential. So it is probably the most abundant organic compound which is found on earth. Its structure was determined. So how we got this structure? We should have some evidence. So if you see the evidence, so first one, prolong the glucose and prolong heating with, okay, when it reacts with hydrogen iodide, it is going to give hexane. So CHOH 4 times, CH2OH on what I said, prolonged heating. So on heating in the presence of hydrogen iodide, it is going to give an hexane, that is CH3, CH2, 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 CH3. So how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons we got. So this name is N-hexane. That means, what did you understand? By knowing this reaction, with the help of this reaction, this proves that the glucose molecule contains 6 carbon atoms. So this is the first evidence. So what is the first evidence? Glucose on heating in the presence or prolonged heating in the presence of hydrogen iodide, it is going to give hexane. That means 6 carbon atoms. Okay, CH3, CH2, 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 CH3, and hexane has been formed. That means, what did you understand? A glucose molecule contains 6 carbon atoms. So this is the first evidence. And next one, when glucose reacts with, and the next one, when glucose reacts with hydroxylamine, that is NH2OH, it is going to give oxime. And when it reacts with hydrogen cyanide, it is going to give cyanohydrin. So what is the next evidence we are going to get from NH2? When hydroxylamine reacts with the glucose, it is going to give oxime, and when it reacts with the glucose, when reacts with HCl, it is going to give cyanohydrin. So that also we are going to see now. CH4 CHOH 4 times, CH2OH. So when it reacts with NH2OH, it is going to give CH double bond NOH, CHOH 4 times, and CH2OH. So this is called oxime. And when it reacts with HCN, it is going to give HCNOH, CHOH 4 times, and CH2OH. So when it reacts with NH2OH, it is going to give oxime, and when it reacts with HCl, it is going to give cyanohydrin. So what did you got from this? So here double bond you have seen, and here also double bond, isn't it? So by this, what did you understand is, this reaction confirms the presence of carbonyl group in a glucose molecule. So this confirms the presence of carbonyl group. Okay, carbonyl group, that is C double bond O, like this, or you can write like this, C double bond O. So this is the second evidence. And third one, when glucose reacts with bromine water. So what it going to result, we have to see CHO CHOH 4 times CH2OH. On reacting with Br2 water, bromine water, what it is going to give? It is going to give COOH, CHOH 4 times and CH2OH. So what did you got here, children? We got gluconic acid. Okay, gluconic acid. We got gluconic acid. That means this indicates that the carbonyl group present. So what the carbonyl group present is nothing but an aldehyde group. Understand? The third reaction. So what did you got? So glucose gets oxidized to 6-carbon carboxylic acid, that is gluconic acid. So same number of carbon atoms present. So this indicates that the carbonyl group present is an aldehyde group. And next one is acetylation. Okay. So here when reacts with acetic anhydride gives glucose pentacetate. So look at here. CHOC CH3 double bond O 4 times CH2O C double bond O CH3. So when a glucose molecule reacts with acetic anhydride, it is going to give what it is going to give? It is going to give glucose pentacetate, which confirms the presence of 5 OH groups. So here glucose molecule contains 5 OH groups. And the next reaction is on oxidation with nitric acid. On oxidation with HNO3, nitric acid. So look at here, children. On oxidation with nitric acid, CHO, okay, this is glucose. When reacts with nitric acid, it is going to give COOH, CHOH 4 times CH2OH. So this is nothing but saccharic acid. Okay, this is saccharic acid. So by this reaction, what did you understand? We understand that a primary OH group is present in glucose. Okay, primary OH group is present in glucose. So these are the 5 evidences for the structure of the glucose. How we got this structure means these are the evidence. First one, when glucose reacts with hydrogen iodide, it is going to give hexane. So by this 6 carbon atoms are present in glucose, we got to know. Next one, when it reacts with NH2OH, it is going to give oxime, and when it reacts with HCN, it is going to give cyanohydrine. So what by this reaction, what did you understand? It confirms that carbonyl group is present, that is C double bond O. Okay, like this. So it is present. And the next one, third one, when reacts with bromine water, okay, gluconic acid is present. So here, what did you understand? It indicates that aldehyde group is present. Okay, aldehyde group, the presence of, it shows that presence of aldehyde group. And the next reaction in acetylation with glucose when reacts with acetic anhydride, it confirms that it contains 5 OH groups. And next one, an oxidation with nitric acid, it confirms that OH group is present. Okay, the primary OH groups are present in glucose molecule. So now we are moving to the structure of glucose. So look at here, children, cyclic structure of glucose. So this is the basic structure of glucose, and the formula is C6H12O6. We know that. So here it contains aldehyde group, isn't it? But it does not shows any reactions that aldehyde give through it when they contain aldehyde group. So what I am saying is, in a glucose, aldehyde group is present, but it does not shows any reaction that aldehyde, if any aldehyde groups are reacting with any other substances, what are the reaction they undergo? This one will not show that kind of reaction, though it contains aldehyde group. For example, first one, Schiff test. Okay, shift test for aldehyde group. So this glucose does not shows positive result in shift test. So this also it do not show. Next one is pentaestate of glucose do not reacts with NH2OH, that is hydroxyl amine. Next one is pentaestate of glucose. Pentaestate of glucose do not react with, okay, NH2OH, hydroxyl amine. So by this what we have understand? So we understand that there is no free CHO group is present in glucose. So though it contains aldehyde group, it is not free. Okay, though it contains aldehyde group, it is not free. If it is free, it should show the reactions. So this type of reaction, but it is not showing. That means the aldehyde group which is present in the glucose is not free aldehyde group. Okay, children. So now the Fischer projection for glucose. Next topic is here Fischer projections. Okay, for glucose. So here, so look at carefully, children. First I am writing open form for glucose molecule. Okay, see 6 carbon atoms. 1, you can write like this, or simply you can draw like this, CH2OH. Okay, first carbon, second carbon, third, fourth, fifth. So here the carbon atoms are present. Here double bond O, and here hydrogen atom is present. So here OH, H, H, OH, 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 H, H. Give the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one is a sixth carbon. So except third carbon, remaining all OH groups are present on second carbon, fourth carbon, and fifth carbon. So except third carbon, at third carbon OH group is present at the left hand side. This is an anomeric carbon. Okay, so here the carbon which is present at fifth carbon, okay, fifth position. So here OH group is present. So this oxygen will get partial negative charge, and this hydrogen will get positive partial positive charge. And when comes here, this carbon will get partially positive charge, and this oxygen will get partially negative charge. So the reaction between this minus and this plus. Okay, and this H, the reaction between this H and this oxygen. So how now the structure is going to get? Now the structure will be changed to H, CH2OH, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is first carbon, this is sixth carbon. Now what I said, this OH, okay, there is a bond between this carbon, okay, first carbon and fifth carbon. The connection will be happened in the presence of oxygen. So connect with this oxygen. Now remaining all as it is, you have to write this H went to this side. No, here this hydrogen gone to this side. Now this comes to this side. OH, OH, H, OH, H. Okay, here OH, H. And now another structure. Okay, from this only, when OH groups, okay, this side the OH group is present on left hand side. Now this OH group moves to the right hand side. Then the structure will be now the structure will be changed to like this. So what I said, the OH group which is present on this side, it went to left hand side. Here it comes to right hand side. So OH, OH, here H, H, here OH, H, OH, H. So this is the anomeric carbon. Okay, the first carbon which is present is called as anomeric carbon. This is an open form structure for glucose. So this one, so look at here children, here this structure, when OH group, okay, when OH group is present on right hand side, then it is called alpha D plus. So glucose are always dextrorotatory, that means always they will be having plus sign only. So alpha D glucose, and this one OH group is present on left hand side, so then it is beta D plus glucose. So these two structures, alpha D, okay, alpha D plus glucose and beta D plus glucose are called anomers. They are called as anomers. So these two, okay, the two cyclic hemi-acyl forms of glucose differ only in the configuration of the hydroxyl group at carbon 1. So here hydroxyl group only changed. So these two structures, okay, these two cyclic hemi-acyl forms of glucose differ only in the configuration of hydroxyl group at C1 called anomeric carbon. So the first carbon is called anomeric carbon. So here only the changes has taken place, isn't it? So such isomers, that is alpha form and beta form, are called anomers. The 6-membered cyclic structure of glucose is called pyranose structure. What it is called? It is called pyranose structure. So now it is called pyranose structure. Alpha and beta in an algae with pyran. Okay, if it pyran structure, see groups on the right hand and left hand. This also can be drawn in cyclic forms, in another form with the help of a pyran. The pyran structure is like this. Okay, this is pyran form. So this alpha D glucose can be written in this form, and beta D glucose also can be written in this form. How? It is very simple. So do it like this. First you draw this structure, okay, for this also. Okay, now what you have to do is, whatever functional groups are present on left hand side should be written upside. So you have to draw like this, children, don't forget. So whatever things are present on left hand side, okay, left, should be written up. So what are the things present here? So first here H, okay, H, and next H, and next OH, and next H, and this one will comes to here CH2 OH, and here H. So the first carbon is here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the 6th carbon. Understand, children? And whatever things are present on the right hand side should right hand side should be written down. So what are the things present? This one here OH, OH, H, OH. So very simple form. Yes. So this is alpha D glucopyranose. So why it is called pyranose? Because the structures are called pyranose structures. So this one is also called alpha D plus glucopyranose. Okay. The same way what happens here? Here also. What I said, this first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, and sixth carbon is CH2OH group. So what are the things present on left hand side should be written up of this mark, and whatever things present on right hand side should be written down. So first we will write left hand side. Okay, what are the things present? OH, H, OH, H, remaining H here. And what are the things present on right hand side? They should be written down. H, OH, H, OH. So what is the name for these children? Beta D plus glucopyranose. Okay, so these are the cyclic structures of glucose. So next one is the structure of fructose. So we already know that glucose and fructose both are having same molecular formula, that is C6H12O6. Only the difference is the presence of this functional group. In glucose, aldehyde group is present. In fructose, ketone group is present. So that is why fructose is also known as ketohexose. Ketohexose. It is obtained along with the glucose by hydrolysis of disaccharide, that is sucrose. So when we hydrolyze, okay, when the sucrose undergoes hydrolysis process, we got glucose and fructose. We will get glucose and fructose. So the fructose also has the molecular formula, that is C6H12O6. C6H12O6. So on the basis of the reaction, it was found to contain ketonic functional group at carbon number 2. Okay, second carbon. Okay, second carbon contains, what it contains? Ketone group. C double bond O. Okay, second carbon contains ketone group. And next, it belongs to D series and it is a levorotatory compound. That means D minus we have to write. For glucose D plus, but for fructose it is D minus. If we see the structure, so look at here, CH2OH. This is first carbon, second carbon C double bond O. Okay, CH2OH, OH, OH, H, here OH, H, H. This is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon and sixth carbon. So as in glucose, fructose also undergoes cyclic, okay, cyclization. In fructose, the cyclization takes place between fifth carbon and the second carbon. So as in glucose, the fructose also undergoes cyclization process to give their structures, but here the cyclization takes place between fifth carbon and the second carbon. In glucose, fifth carbon and first carbon, but see, look at here, the cyclization takes place between fifth carbon and the first carbon in glucose, but whereas in fructose between fifth carbon and second carbon. So see the structure, children. First, this is fructose, CH2OH. Okay, here CH2OH group will becomes this side, okay, comes this side, and here OH, H, and H. What I said, the cyclization takes place between, this is first carbon, okay, this is only first carbon, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth carbon. The cyclization takes place between fifth carbon and the second carbon. So that's why I wrote here. So this is, as it is a levorotatory, the name will be, OH group is present on right hand side, that is why it is alpha D minus. Okay, for fructose it will be minus. Why? Because it is a levorotatory. Okay, alpha D minus fructose. And another structure if we see, that is CH2OH. Okay, now the functional group changes to here, first carbon, second carbon, third, fourth, fifth, this is sixth carbon. So here the OH group will be present and OH, H, okay, and here H and here OH. So now the connection between fifth carbon and the second carbon. So what is the name, children, here? Beta D minus fructose. So these are the two cyclic forms of fructose. It also exists in two cyclic forms which are obtained by the addition of OH at fifth carbon to the C double bond O group. So the ring thus formed has 5-membered ring and it is named as furanose. Okay, furanose. So we already know that Harvard structures. So I forgot to tell. So these are known as Harvard structures. Okay, these are known as Harvard structures. So the same way here also we are going to get Harvard structures for fructose can be drawn with the help of this alpha and beta forms of fructose with the help of a furan. So here we have taken pyron. Here we are going to get take furan. Okay. So it is arranged in terms of a furan, that is 5-membered ring where oxygen is present as a heteroatom. Such structures are called furanose structures. Furanose structures. So that first furan we have to draw like this. Okay, we have to draw like this. It is furan. Okay, and the structures so formed are called, this is the structure of furan. Structures so formed from with the help of this are called furanose. Furanose structure. This we are going to draw it now. From alpha D minus fructose. This is alpha D minus fructose, children. Yes. So from this we are going to get this structure. Here also same, left side things, whatever things are present they should be written up, and whatever present on right hand side they should be written down. So look at here. So this is from furan, basic structure we have taken, and we should arrange this. So first carbon CH2OH. Okay, left hand side it is present, and OH, H and CH2OH, and right hand side whatever things are present we have to write down OH, H, OH, H. So this is alpha D fructofuranose. This one is alpha D minus fructofuranose. And next from a beta, okay, from beta D fructose, this is the structure. From this we are going to get this structure. Same, okay, with the help of this furan structure, basic structure, we have to draw this. So left hand side whatever things are present you have to write on upside. Okay, here OH, OH, H and CH2OH and H down here. And right hand side whatever things are present they should be written down. See, look at here, CH2OH, H, OH, H. So this one is beta D minus fructofuranose. So these are the structures of glucose and fructose. This is for today's class, children. Thank you.